One thing I like to think about is bad metaphors. And this is something that has been on my mind a lot because that's how we learn. We really learn through metaphors. We learn through, like in the Bible, you see Jesus telling parables, these stories that are metaphors for things in your life, things that you understand, and you can relate new things and new concepts to things you already understand. I think oftentimes when we get into challenges, into struggles, we're getting down, we're discouraged, we're often teaching ourselves and reiterating a bad metaphor. And what I mean by that is we've essentially built a foundation that is not solid. That foundation's on sand. And then when something happens in life, you only have those sandy things to compare it to that aren't a good foundation for that comparison. And this happens to people in business, and I see a lot of times, especially in people that are new to trying something in business, they get discouraged. They may have been, trying something for a month, and they're like, I'm done with that. It's not working, blah, blah, blah. This is something some of my mentors talk about a lot. If you're not even willing to go at something for a year without making any money, then why are you even bothering getting into business at it? And this is partly why so many businesses fail, is people's mindsets aren't right. And so that's why with GLE, we're focused so much on building mindsets and giving people tools to prepare themselves for whatever they want to do to be successful. And part of that is really having the long game mindset. From a baseball perspective, we play 9 innings, right? And we're not trying to win a game in the top of the first. We're trying to win every pitch, every inning, and every game, right? You're trying to win every pitch throughout the game, and you're going to lose some, and that's okay. You don't quit. The game's not over. You're playing all 9 innings, right? So say you had a bad first inning. What, are you just going to say, we had a bad first inning, must not be for us, we lost the game? That would be a metaphor, right, that I just gave. So that's an example of maybe a good metaphor for a business perspective. And maybe you don't think it's a good metaphor, I don't know. But in my mind, that's a good metaphor because I can relate to baseball for a business perspective, right? If you are in business, you're in it for the long haul. And I've heard that some business owners, they won't pay themselves for 2, 3, who knows how many years, that they take all of their earnings, if any, and reinvest them back in their business. That's the long-term strategy. So the question is, would you do that? Would you work on your business for 3 years without getting paid? Would you work at it for 5 years without getting paid? What if you worked at it for 5 years without getting paid to get a huge paycheck 5 years from now? What if you worked at something not knowing the benefits, and then you realize 5 years from now you've actually impacted hundreds of thousands of people's lives? Would you stop just because you don't see that short-term game? And I think we talk about patience a lot, and people being patient. Gary Vee talks about it. I've heard it a lot in the corporate realm. You got to be patient, and there's nothing wrong with that. Patience is a virtue, but the big thing is mindset. What is your mindset while you're being patient? Are you, waiting patiently, but really you're impatient on the inside and you're discouraged and you're challenged? Or do you have a mindset of impact and vision and long-term success? Are you playing that long game? And really what I'd encourage all of you to do is be in it for the long game. We need to be thinking long game. So think about these things. Think about bad metaphors that you might be telling yourself that are keeping you from being successful and keeping your mindset in a place that's not allowing you to receive some of the things that you might think you want. And I found in my life that the times that I wanted certain things and I thought I was ready, and I got that impatient, when you're impatient and you have that stress and you have those things, you're not ready. You don't have the right mindset. So build on a good foundation. Make sure you have a good foundation to build on, and tell yourself those good metaphors, and make sure you can figure them out. And if you need help figuring them out, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help anybody. Find me at goleadeverything.com. We can chat about it. Y'all go lead everything.